I'm going live. I'm going live. I know. Anyway, I was talking before and I got partially through some sentences and then moved on to something else because I needed to rapid fire. I thought I had more time and there was a lot that I wrote down. And so I skipped over a few things, but I was saying things that I only half finished. Because this is like I'm also right now I'm in documentary maker mode. Okay, that's what I'm doing because I want some people to understand what other people's realities look like. And some of it is you want to deny that it's happened or happening. That is part of it. You, you know, need the right perspective shown to you in the best way you possibly know how to learn. That's another reason that I love music because some people like maybe they won't be able to communicate one way, but they definitely might be able to vibe on some tunes, and that is something that you know there are a lot of useful things you can do with it today. Anybody knows anybody has an autistic kid aside from wearing something they can put on their ears because it is rough. I gotta admit, growing up, there were a lot of like sounds that were I was hypersensitive to, and I I don't know. I didn't really know how to tell people that, and I didn't even know what was like normal or whatever. I mean, some people helped me suss it out along the way, but you know, besides buying them something like that, uh, see, no, I forgot. I told myself I was going to write it down so that I wouldn't forget. And then I realized, I just want to do it now because I might have impromptu band practice, and I just basically did what I was going to do for the day. Uh, yeah, I'm just going to start talking because some of it will fit in documentary style, uh, and I don't really care so much about some of it's going to be used vocals only, and that's probably not. I'm not going to probably have to, say a lot of this stuff again. So with a better microphone, so I can do voiceovers and some other things because I have a lot of footage, and it's picking through it to do like a 2 hour documentary it's taking some time, and like my eyeballs start going wonky, and plus I get tired of looking at myself. Like okay, there's here, and I was making notes really, really well, and then I don't know why. Yeah, I stopped making notes, but I think it was because I got a diagnosis of functional neurological disorder, and I was glad one way because it's not Parkinson's, but it is like it's still a movement disorder and it has similar uh, symptoms. And it's not usually until, you know, when you're older. It's another reason why, yeah, you can go and it's not like Parkinson's in some way. Yeah, and there's also signs in the brain. But there is something that goes on, and it's been happening to me for a long time. So people, I know some of the spiritual people, whatever kind you are. Okay, I'm not out to debate any of this. Like a lot of this stuff, it's just like there are a lot of people talking about a lot of things that they don't really understand or know that well. Okay, like there are some people who would rather see other things on YouTube. Okay, so this is me. Now I will remind everybody. Oh, here a second. Wait, I see my double horns coming up. Oh, 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 oh. I know I'm gonna probably get dinged because I did that. That does look like black eyes. It looks like that's what it is. It does. This lighting is like not exactly flattering. But yes, I really don't have a lot of money, so one of my lights conked out on me. So I've been trying to figure out like the best way just to do constant lighting, and instead of moving around a lot like I was doing, because it was much easier for me to do. I still dance. Don't you worry. I'll get some dance in there. I'll get some hockey in there. I'll get some music. Like it's just right. But now I'm all in this mode of like documentary maker, and so I have to like I gotta do research. There's stuff like I mean I started because I kind of messed myself up. Didn't know a few things, and so I decided okay. Yeah, it's like I gotta listen to people that like are really really good at this. So I I I do my work. That's the one thing I do. But there are people. It's like I want to make absolutely sure that I get this thing done and out before pass away. I'm not saying I know when it's going to happen, but because there just there's reality, there's truth, and there are some things that just aren't at all truth online because people have already tested it, figured it out. As a human species, okay, I don't, I guess I'm not of this one. I don't think I'm of this world because, whoa, people, like, do you understand the ramifications of some of what you're doing? Like, if you're constantly fucked up on something, try and get clean. Okay, well, I get it. I'm not giving you shit. I'm telling you straight out. Pick your favorite poison, the one you like the best. Okay? Because just concentrate on that one. Funnel all your money and your effort to your favorite one. Okay? Because that is going to keep you distracted and thinking, ooh, I'm more. I can have all I want of this because there's money. I'm not buying that. Is it right? Okay? And your brain starts kicking out any need for other things. It takes a little while, but it does. Okay. Now I know there's going to be people who will absolutely positively want to say something about what I just said, but I want them to come up with shitloads of evidence to convince me. Until then, I'm just going to speak as though I know something about it. Right. There is a house in Mason that owes me, but yeah, but it, it happened that way, and yeah, I'm none too happy about certain things, and I shouldn't have to be happy about it. These things are just so like who's fucked up family is right. I mean, I know the answer. Okay, it's just I don't care about certain things, and certain things I do care about. See, there's like, people, things that shouldn't be happening all over the planet, and so yeah. And the internet is not, everybody's playground. And you can't really force everybody on the planet to be on the internet, can you? Okay. Uh, there are absolutely laws that govern, especially in the United States. Anything that you do online and that's left anywhere, social media, right? If they have certain information and provocation to do so, and there's an agreement, then they have a reason to search your stuff. And sometimes it's all your electronic stuff. I mean that happens for real in real life, for sure, for truth. I mean, I've seen it happen. I know it happens, and that's what I'm getting at. Is just I think everybody needs to start, first of all, back away from me. Okay, well, there are a few who have figured out something about me. All right, good job. Yeah, I know. A lot of people could be like, "Ew, look, the teeth in her yellow." Because right, I didn't tell anybody I wanted to be rich and famous, and was willing to do anything for anything. No, that's just silly. I know in my eyes, I have small slits now. Right, whatever it is, it disrupts a lot of things I do. Like it messes with my eyes. Yep, and then I'm having trouble swallowing on one side, and so I have to be careful it doesn't go down the other pipe, which did on me. And that is kind of my fault too when I get it. Apparently, I'm not that good at eating watermelon quickly. And hit the Heimlich. It's Christmas. I know, but there, like, I don't get any real excitement. Like, I don't get the kind of stimulus that I really need here. Okay, there are always some decent ways to put things. And sometimes it's not somebody's trying to bullshit you. Okay, like, excuse me, paranoids. Hey, figure out what you're paranoid about. Get offline. Don't let your paranoid friends go online. Okay, like be a solid friend like that way. You know what I'm saying? Knuckle up that way. Get somebody six. United States citizens, legal citizens. Hi, right. It's nice to meet you all. Like I said, I have a neurological disorder, and right, yeah, I mean, for some reason, I had to run through a wave of hard show, but nobody prepared me for it. And this whole time, people I love just dying around me. There's one. Oh, there is another. Oh, great. There's another one. Oh, no. So I'm 53 and I don't have any direct family left at all. Just, I'm going to keep saying some things so that you understand the gravity of your situations. Okay? A lot of your situations are better than mine. Some are not. Okay? Some want to be who they are. Exactly. Right. So, right, there are a lot of people. I don't understand where some of it does come from. So, yeah, finding a source. Yes, I need divine assistance for that. But I know I don't need to say a name out loud. I know who does that. That's their special skill. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. My devil horns. I'm sure. I'm sure there are people who actually think I might be Satan or the devil or some other. I don't know. Okay, it's there's I get every which way kind of conversation that just ends up dying because I say certain things and it's just well, I mean, there's proof and evidence. Would you like to? And I am actually very curious as to find out what kind of people. Hello, hello, how are you? Are you what's up? Oh, it's a good evening where you are. Okay, it's afternoon where I am. Very bad lighting. I have very bad lighting. Uh, anyway, I was on some kind of weird rant. Oh yeah, there's just stuff that I don't have to like. I don't. I don't care what people say about certain things. I just don't anymore. Not in the slightest. I don't do it on purpose, but it's just like I'm a little more down to earth than some people, and uh, oh yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. Well, I'm I'm here and I'm breathing, and hey, that's good enough for me. So I guess I'm good. Wisconsin. Oh yeah, it's 2:38 here. So I guess that's central. No, I don't know what that is. I never know. Yeah, I was talking about making a documentary, which I've been working on for a long time. Which is I've been accumulating a lot of live footage because I like to catch things when they actually happen. And yeah, essential. Um, so when I started getting really, really sick and I couldn't drive anymore, that just like threw me off badly. And it sucks when like something that people don't understand one way or the other starts happening and it's hard to explain to other people. So like I have degenerative things going on, but the Parkinsonism that I have is very similar to it. And if I'd have been diagnosed sooner and we'd have understood what was going on, then I could have actually stopped it and maybe not reversed it, but I could try so that it wouldn't have gotten this bad. But I do have some pretty serious symptoms enough that I had to stop driving, and I love driving, and so there's just stuff that it's like, what do I replace it with? That's the other thing. And then when people who have no training whatsoever would look at you online and they actually do things like this is reality, and it shouldn't be. This is the kind of reality that like no human really should be hanging out with. There's a whole bunch of those. I think I might leave those for another. Yeah, I think that's I use that for another thing. But that's that. So yeah, if you have a topic, you can say if even if it's obscure, I don't care. Otherwise, I'm making a documentary, so I do it live so people can catch. Like, at first, there was some paranormal activity, but that went away, and that was a different place. And so now all my equipment went bye bye because I had to move out in the middle of winter, and I didn't expect to have to do that, and so things went bye bye. There's some people around my neighborhood had a very merry Christmas because I had just kept putting my stuff out on for free out on it. I had no way to move it. I had nothing, so I just put my stuff out on the street for like 4 days straight. Like here, free, have free stuff, and like brand new shit that people like smiling, happy joy. I'm like, they're like, thank you. I'm like, Merry Christmas to you. Bah humbug, I'm glad you. I'm glad I made your Christmas. I'm bummed out about why, but yeah. So anyway, I had to move, and I had equipment, and that equipment is gone. I had guitar, that guitar is gone. Not even the laptops made it. But I was able to get a really inexpensive one. But I thought I would have more of a budget, and that rug. That rug got pulled out from underneath me too. So, getting sick and then not having family, like, and people just sometimes assume that everybody's got family. Like, if I had family, I probably wouldn't be in this predicament. Okay, right? But they're dead, and I'm like at the point where I'm just tired of even talking about it or thinking about it. But there are people online who actually, yes, I don't know if they're supposed to be purposefully agitating, which could be. Um, yeah, sometimes lots of shit can be hard. And then now I couldn't drive, and then I couldn't work. And I'm like, I was used to having money because I worked, and that all went down the toilet. And then in the U.S., some people may not realize this. Even if you have insurance, it doesn't mean that your health insurance, is going to cover everything. And some of them have deductibles, so you have to pay like $500 in order to get the real benefits, and all these other wonderful things that I've discovered along the way. And there are people who just I don't quite get it sometimes. It's just like, where do you live today? Like, you never have to worry about any of this. Are you guys in a different reality, or did I mess up? Hey God, did I screw up? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a bizarro world. And then there's people who want to tell me that it's ascension, fifth dimension, and I might be a Pleiadian. But then somebody else thinks I'm a crystal child, and I don't really care about any of that crap at all. Like, I just don't. And I'm trying to make this because there's just no way. There's no way I'm probably going to make another 10 years. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate for the majority, but I've been sick since my early 20s. Right. First bout of cancer, and then I found out something else. Right. So, yeah, and I probably had some kind of like little heart issue, um, from, it might have been congenital. Right. I didn't have to have surgery, but I have to get it checked out. So, the fact that I'm still rolling is actually just, um, yay for that. So, that's why I'm trying to get through this. I'm in documentary maker mode. And so I want to have some consistent lighting. And a lot of it was filmed in my former apartment. And I have very little space where I am now. And so, right, I had like no budget. Like, I'm this close from going negative every month, right? But that is the thing about US healthcare, especially experimental treatments or something that is, not commonly used. You might have to get permission to get it, or it might have a limit. What's it called? I can't remember. I said the word earlier, but it might have a deductible that you have to pay. So that deductible might be like $10,000 sometimes. So you're probably not going to be able to pull $10,000. Most people can't, right out of their pocket with no sweat whatsoever at all. Okay, most people. And these like normal everyday things that people are starting to get online, like, excuse me, some of us have been online since like the 80s. Yeah, that you have been. Yep, I know. Yep, it is. Well, it's not just, I mean, trustworthy, this is true. Although I was pretty trusting with people at certain points. Now, some point somebody fucked it all up, so I'm less trusting now. But yes, but it's that's like the worst thing for me because I could not have imagined that at my age, like I'm 53, and I could not imagine not working. Like it never dawned on me that I could ever be 53 and not able to work or drive. I mean, until like I'm getting medical stuff happening, and then I find out degenerative arthritis, and then find other things out, and yada blah blah blah. And then I have to rely on like social structures, like social security and other kind of things. And I mean, that's not a lot of money. People don't understand. Like, there's like they think we get everything for free too. I don't understand. Like, yes, and people also think that if you have to be on like Snap, that you're like not worthy as a human being, and they'll call you human garbage. That's not okay to do, man. I don't believe there's actual human garbage. I mean, think about it. Would you like to be like somebody that you don't know, who doesn't know that much about your situation at all, just getting online and calling you a garbage human because some people did something that, may or may not have contributed to the death of a YouTuber, which is sad in every way. And it's just, it hit me kind of different because I had just started watching Save a Fox. I just started learning about Finnegan and the other foxes. And then the next thing I know, her husband is up on YouTube and telling everybody that she's dead and she committed suicide. And he says there was a lot of like negativity like thrown at her on social media, and she already had some issues, and that just made it worse, so she killed herself. Okay, that's not good. I don't care like who you are. That's just not good, and that sucks. And it's weird too. Sometimes you just get used to somebody being there, and then they're just gone. And yeah, I mean, and there are pressures that people who are online more often have that other people may not understand. But I've been online for a very long time, and I've been through a lot of stuff. Last year, oh yeah, gun violence. Yeah. Oh no, had surgery. They got it, but now I have what's called oh, oh it means more prone to gotcha. Yeah, like you're successful. I can't talk today. I have dry mouth really bad. That's the other thing medications do. People who aren't on medications to, handle a difficult illness may not understand all the crap that goes wrong. Like, yes. And then, see, I'm trying so hard not to be grouchy, but it's hard. Especially when people just, they seem to, I don't know. I have to be honest with people and say, I'm looking at a good 10 years. Just can we face reality? Like, I mean, it's just, there are just some things. Life can be, yeah, sometimes, but it is. I mean, it's a blessing in certain ways. I'm not disagreeing with that. Uh, some days, sometimes it takes many days to find out that those days were a blessing, though. So it can be hard. It can be hard going through that. But yeah, once you've done it though, and then you understand better. So I get that blessings on a daily basis. Uh, and that's true. But yes, my family's deceased, and no, I can't work. And I mean, I used to get paid a good amount of money, and I didn't have to worry about money because I was earning money and I was saving money and I was learning things and I was getting yeah, facts. This is facts. This is true. Uh, yeah, but there's so many of us. people need to realize that some of the stuff they see out, like other countries, what you see out in public and all these things, the glamour and the glitz and blah, 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 it's just it's just not representative of the entirety of the United States people at all. Okay, most of us don't really live in the lap of luxury, and it's just like there's sometimes it just seems like nobody in your own country gives a shit. So, that's the other thing is I know that there are people who came back from Vietnam and were not okay, and some of them just never got back to themselves. They were changed forever. Okay, or Korea. My dad was in Korea, and so people need to realize that military, and I'll say it again, military families, and that definitely includes my family, because there's at least four who served, five, excuse me, different branches, and I was a government contractor, and I worked alongside the FDA, or no, not the EPA. Sorry, and I know, like, that military families go through some shit that civilian families don't think of. And so reparations, I'm like, well, where the hell are we going to pull that money out of? I mean, apparently the deficit in this country is well beyond. I'm like, I should be trying to find ways to raise money for you, United States government. Right. Like, okay, cool. This, you know, I don't know whether it's wasting money. I don't want to get in debates because I've seen some things that seem like a waste. But on the other hand, specialists who know better than I do uh, could easily change that because there's things I didn't think of. But right, tons of stuff that I don't think of, and there's tons of stuff that other people don't think of, and it's oh shoot, it's just there's laws that do govern the use of the internet. Federal Communications Commission, right? And there are ways to get caught doing things online. So there are people who don't realize this. There are people who don't realize that when they put like something on a certain platform, it's open to the public. They don't know. A lot of people are not that sophisticated at doing certain things. And I'm trying to recover. I'm also trying to recover some things uh, that were meant for me and someone else thought that they wouldn't get caught, but they did because they pissed off a police officer who I happen to know. So yeah, life can be interesting and it can be really fucked up, and mine was not. I didn't think my life was fucked up until about the time that my last family member, close family member, died, which was 2013. Like I was left. I was under 50 because I was like 40 something. And that was my last family member. And so I had to clean out the family house, and people, neighbors, for some just people didn't really spend a lot of time talking to me. I guess they just wanted to stay quiet and just let me go through things and grieve the way I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I got stuck with a bit of a mess, and life does suck. It can be fucked up. And I mean, some of it could be like I can say some of it was like my inexperience in a few things. I mean, I know better now, but I really, 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 really sucks that I have to be in that learning mode, sort of hanging on a little thread because I'm learning while I'm trying to like maintain going to the right doctors and getting rides to the doctors and my medication not changing, which seems to be some sort of issue with my doctors. And some of these doctors, some of these things, they won't take certain kinds of insurance. They may not take yours. They change rules all the time. There are a lot of people who don't really realize how certain types of insurance work. And sometimes you have no choice. Okay, somebody like they're not working with this insurance carrier anymore, like your employer, or if you have insurance a different way, right? It's I don't know. There are things I could go off on, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to stick to some things that I really want to talk about. But I rewatch from yesterday on every day. So I'm in documentary maker mode. Uh, and so I'm now going to look instead of like looking at the dailies, and I'm going to make notes. So as soon as that happens, then I'm going to start putting bits and pieces together. And I think that, probably by the end of the year, I will have uh, made a documentary and probably done a couple other things. But that's if I have the. Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't. It, there's people online asking me for money. It's like, what? Did you get hit in the head? Are you okay? Are you trying to signal an SOS? Here, law enforcement. I don't know. They might be having an issue. Let me give you all this stuff on my DMs. Maybe it's somebody reaching out for help, some kind of code. I don't know. It might be, yeah, all these DMs from fake celebrities and every other kind of. Yeah, well, some of them are claiming to be law enforcement. That's really against the law in the United States. Right. I might have some fake law enforcement. Yeah, regular law enforcement. There's a few who know to look at this. Well, I will be rewatching them, so I'm going to start doing some editing. And whatever topic I didn't finish, I will continue to talk about in next one. But there are a lot of people don't know. Okay, insurance in health insurance in America does not cover everything. Okay, so you're still going to pay out of pocket. Yes, sometimes you got to wait for like a year or more, depending on the specialist. Okay, in one state, it can cost like 100 grand to do. I don't know. I'll just a minor or a minor surgery where you get put out and you stay overnight. Okay, but if you go one state away, it's only like 65,000. It's like right. It's like 100,000 and then 60,000. That's a large variety there, and you know I appreciate the fact that I go to doctors, but I'm trying to make some actual adult decisions in my life, and where people think they have a right to force shit on me that doesn't belong. And I'm at this point where I'm saying out loud, like, oh, I'm a fully actuated whole person. Okay? Yeah, I'm spiritual in my way. I know about the north, south, east, and west. If you try that again, you're going to get beat by the best. All right. Having said that, hey, don't drag me into some shit though. All right, some of you will be drawn here. You're gonna be drawn. You're gonna be drawn to one of them that I do. Okay, so but it's got a multi-layered approach. Some of it is education. So that's an education for people in the United States and everywhere else. In the United States, basically, yes, health insurance is not guaranteed to pay everything that you might need. And a lot of people have to file bankruptcy all over the U.S. And I'm wondering if the United Nations is good with that. Does that seem appropriate to the United Nations? Is what I'm getting at. Yeah, so like I really don't want to be in this country anymore. And now you're starting to understand why. That's another reason I'm using my no fear Department of Homeland Security. Yep. Whistleblower protection. I need a sanctuary country. I mean, religious persecution, you name it. I've been falsely accused of so much crap online, it's insane. Like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't care. It's there. Round and about. Yeah, it's just like, holy shit on a shingle, man. Who the fuck are you? Where'd you come from? Well, oh, no, you do have to identify yourself. You're going to be asking me a bunch of fucking questions. Don't start some shit with me. I got trained in, internet security. I've been online for a lot longer than some others. Okay, I'm telling the truth. See, this is the other thing. I don't want people who are trying to get into this country illegally, especially, thinking, oh, it's like everywhere, there's no struggle. Like, what the fuck? Like, we got better than you or something. How come you don't go, pester your government and tell them to make your lives better? Now, I don't know about Canada becoming the 51st state, but Mexico, why not? I mean, it costs a fortune. They can still be Mexican. Like people are Texans, you can still be Mexican. Like, I don't know. There's just silly stuff going on. It just seems like, excuse me, yeah, I don't want this clown. I don't want to be in the clown car anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to have to Alpha Omega. Yeah, the whole way up. So, right. People are now going to learn what it's like. Yes, I'm going to be taken away again as punishment for others, but I'm accepting of my gifts. I mean, some of them, yes, they're high-end gifts. Right. I'm not talking about spiritual gifts. Okay, I'm just talking about how there's misconceptions, and some of it's not propaganda. You paranoid people. Okay, if you're smoking pot, okay, and anybody around you starts telling you, "Hey, man, you're paranoid." No, you're paranoid. No, dude, stop smoking. Just don't. Okay, like not everything's for everybody anyway. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff. But people need to understand just because you have health insurance doesn't mean everything you need is paid for. And there's a bunch of stuff like, oh, go to the local, right store, and then yes, buy this amount of this kind of. It's like I don't have a car and I can't afford anything, right? So that's what I'm getting at. It's just, is it really necessary to attack a poor person online? There is so much criminal activity that many people don't understand when you're interacting with an American citizen who's sitting in the United States of America. And there are people, check through this, like, some people want to call it an algorithm. Okay, right. Well, I'm all right with something. Like, oh, well, that's the point. I don't care. I'm one of those people. It's just like, I'm not going to call Mr. Donald Trump names. I don't know the man. It seems like there's some silliness that happens given the way it comes out in the press and other people talking about it. Holy moly. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm like, Jesus. I'm pretty sure I ended up in Bizarro World. Yeah, I need some help, man. Everybody should be okay asking for help. Every human, kings and queens, princes, actual royalty, People who sort of like grow into a situation, like there's like hockey royalty, and then there's just like, yeah, royalty over here, but just actual blood royals. Yes, still on this planet. Yes. So people need to understand, especially people with autism, they need to have a friend with them who understands them and the way that they communicate. Let the autistic sing, because like to mimic things. Okay, they might like some kind of music. It might surprise you. Like you might get the speed metal kid. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, or you might get the what, like Barry Manilow and what's that guy? He's supposed to be sexy. Michael Bolton. See, that's the thing is like there's like women. I don't always agree with women on what sexy is. Like people around looking at like what. Yes. Like, I don't know. I think I've always just sort of the long hairs. I've just not never been attracted to long hairs. So it's not like, yeah, no, right. It's just not something that is attractive to me. It hasn't for a while. Yeah, celibate. Oh yeah, who's been celibate longer? Let's figure this out. Last time was 2013. Well, that makes it a good solid 12 years for me. I know. Yeah. You can imagine just how cranky. People don't understand that. Oh, why are you being? Because I can't drive anywhere. I can't have anything at all whatsoever. And then people online, and even people who should know better, giving me shit about trying to, and then they're trying to change everything I do and paint me into something I'm not. I'm like, excuse me, I don't have this SAG after thing going on. Like, okay, well, I'm not interested in joining a union. I mean, unless I absolutely have to. Okay, well, it's just old crap that people sometimes need to go. Like, you'd be surprised what kind of baggage you got in you if you don't have somebody like from the outside you check. So there are people who have said some interesting things. It's like, yeah, I'm a Pleiadian crystal child starseed. Okay, right. And then, if you don't see this, look, that's just not even right. That's inappropriate. Okay. I mean, like, if you're going to give me some shit about some stuff, YouTube, okay, then I got some comments about your stuff. There's things that could be better and make more sense to the user public. And they really are. I've been using it for long enough, and I may not be using it for what everybody thinks it's used for, and I may not have all the equipment, and I don't necessarily do my face up with the kabuki theater on there, okay? Because I'm not gonna lie with my face, and it's mine. My taste in music is your face. 21 Pilots. Listen to 21 Pilots. That's right. Fueled by ramen. Right, I know, but I'm sure Yuri's still got a little bit in him, but he can take his time about all that stuff. Oh, Brendan Yuri. Oh, I vibe with Yuri every which direction he goes. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I know. It's pretty much, but he's the one who's had to carry Panic at the Disco, right? I know. I don't really rely on a lot of stuff I see online, which is the other thing, right? So, uh, I just wanted to make sure that I was very, very clear about certain things. having to do with the U.S., people in the U.S. and outside the U.S. No, having health insurance does not mean you can't go totally flat ass broke. Oh, they will get bill collectors after you if you owe medical money. Yeah, let's find a bunch of sounds they can't stand. No, wait, let me see. Anyway, no, I'm not gonna do it. Not right now, but I'll find one for later. Yeah. So I make my own barrettes. I do my own like jewelry because I don't keep it. I don't wear precious gems. I don't do that. I don't ever. Do that. I mean, I have, but I don't anymore. I don't put any piercings in me anymore. I used to have plenty, plenty of them, all up and down here. So like I know what responsibility is, and there some people like need to understand that all over Earth, okay, there are hints and clues about beings that aren't either aren't human or only partially human, somewhat like a hybrid. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are true on the internet, but the way that sometimes it reads, okay, right? Some people's minds may not actually understand it the same way that others would. You understand? It's like with cartoons, certain cartoons, right? They're made for adults and children because, like, the adult stuff that adults would laugh at, kids just ignore. And then there's things that kids laugh at that adults just ignore. All right. Just there are things in life like that, so everybody knows. But health insurance, you can be completely totally just robbed of everything, even if you try and make a payment plan. Like, right. But I also ran across some individuals that were up to no good. And when people want to drag me into some stupid ass bull fucking shit, sure, why not? One, anybody tries to kill me, I'm gonna leave some marks so you can identify fuckers. The face. I go for the face. Check out my nails. Sorry. I branded him in the eyeball with a fucking lit cigarette. Yeah. It's not a good idea to attack me. Oh no. Don't do it. Anyway. Yeah, so just also to be clear, angel and demon are just two terms to describe something in a more clear way across the languages. That was understood the same way across languages. Okay, there are a lot of people, right? Check yourself before you get online, right? And make sure that you know what your boundaries are, and make sure that you understand you have to give people a chance to talk to you online. Okay? You have to. Especially in the United States of America, because if you're, this is something that YouTube, like, they need to have more reason to just block you, especially report you. And, right? Like, okay, all right, there, because some of you are all loudmouth and you're not press certified in any way, and you all like to attack, but you don't have the facts fucking straight. So now you guys look like you are attacking us unprovocated. Okay, right. So, like I said, I've been online for a while, and I've been used to hockey online a lot. Just dudes and hockey dudes and military dudes. So I know a lot about some Phil Fallon cussing shit roll coming out of my face. And by the way, dudes, I like the dirty talk. Yeah, yeah, I do. Outdoor sex too. Yeah, celibate for 12 years. I mean, what kind of good mood do you think I'm supposed to be in? Fuck that shit. Then quitting smoking without gaining weight. You're all fucking insane. You know that? I mean, yeah, I'm a little weirdo. I admit it, but see, this is the issue. Yeah, I had to call some other worldlies. Come on over here. Let me make you a bridge. So yeah, I'm theirs. I'm their big G. Right. So I don't have a problem with the Grandmaster Daddy G either. Right. I know. I'm getting ready. Yes. So I know I'm getting ready to leave too, and I probably some format's going to change. There's going to be a change in some of the things that happen here, but uh, right, I'm going to have resources that I wouldn't before, but just for now in the small space. In the small space, right? I have just a little bit of stuff so that I can keep putting stuff up there. But no, I said about the insurance. There are a lot of people who don't understand how your stuff comes across from different cultures, and especially just in text online. Okay, you need to be wise about these kind of things. These things need to be basic in every kid's education, like beginning in elementary school, because people are getting some kids age 8 can get online at any point in time, yes, and some parents don't even know how to set up proper firewalls. So it's not exactly something that needs that I'm not gonna I mean, I'm not gonna just be quiet about it because it's harmful to many, and it does some of this needs to be tested all the way up to the Supreme Court if necessary, because there are laws that govern using the internet, and you can't use social media without using the internet. Okay, yep, those things, people can go to jail, and if depending on what kind of you know activity and how much, and what the if it's a threat, if it's harassment of a larger variety, and it's known coming from outside the United States, well, then that's probably something that is going to be looked at as yes, all the agencies are all going to be checking this out, because that could be yes, a cybersecurity threat. Yes, Americans who yes, it's happening to a lot of people. A lot of people have been online for a long time, and some of it is getting more and more and more particular. And some of these people, you're saying out loud things that later on in life, I don't think you're gonna want it still there. I've seen a lot of it, and it's like it's okay to grow and learn, but when somebody older who's been on the internet is telling you, no, man, like there are plenty of ways to pinpoint people, and like I said, a lot of people are not super sophisticated when it comes to using the internet, social media, right? Like some people put up information that are like sitting ducks, And I can't really, I only have so much time to use to give to anything, but it is absolutely necessary that some of these like cybersecurity holes get looked at. But you can be, yes, called a terrorist and sought after, even by your own fellow citizens somewhere else, so they can extradite you to the United States. Right. That stuff happens. It really does. So people need to understand, yeah, there's laws. People have gone to jail because of stuff that was in their computer, using social media, in small civil courts, even. If something harassing and there's emails of it, and it can, yep. I mean, these things can actually land you in jail, your activity. Okay? So if it really comes to a large amount of evidence and it comes to the United States and it's a security issue, then I guarantee you anything that is overseen by the FCC and those companies that have to comply with the FCC to be internet service providers operating in the United States. So that opens the door for federal court. That opens the door for feds to be interested in certain things. Cybersecurity right there. Okay? People aren't understanding. And I keep trying to say, like, go through, everybody stop and go through what you've already put online. Okay? A lot of people will forward stuff that's not true online and they don't know that it's not true. It's really hard in text to have clear communication. Okay? So, like I said, there are some people who need to understand, and you should be a little leery because there are people I know, and knowing what they've put online, I guarantee you, when they have kids or when they're older, it's going to come back to haunt them. And not in a fun, this is a TV show, Modern Family kind of way, with a fun little ending. Yeah, a lot of that. It's not that's not how it's happening. And there are too many people who need to hear me when I say stop encouraging the flesh market, the flesh peddlers. Yeah, real life human beings sold and smuggled into different countries as sex slaves. Oh, I'm sure there's some people who think it might be fun to be a sex slave. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling this is not the kind of fun sex slave you want to be. That happens in a lot of different countries. Okay? And people sniping kids. It might be that somebody's trying to take a kid away from parents and like in safety. Okay, that could happen. But there's some predators, the way you're looking at them is an issue for me. So I don't have to be nice, but my rights need to be upheld by the United States of America. And so far, that's not happening properly. So I need a sanctuary country. Also, I had, yes, a few too many love spells cast upon me, which slowed everybody down, including me, and I'm really fucking pissed off about it. And yes, I have not, in any way, I am still connected to my divine source. Get rid of some of that. And maybe some law enforcement will go easy. There are a lot of things people, I'm looking all around like, is that what you people in this country think that all Americans are like? Okay, that's not, no. Don't pay attention. Okay. Also, U.S. Americans don't always pay attention to. Okay, like everybody's pride is probably gonna get eaten by lion pride. Yeah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and no, Jesus wasn't lying. And there's ways to kind of yes, but some a certain number needs to be reached. Okay, but please note that Scripture, the Holy Bible, as it's known, is not presented to you linearly on linear time. Just keep that in mind. Okay, right. Well, so those things, there are a lot of misconceptions online, especially text. Okay, put things in text, and some people don't even realize that they've sent it. Some people don't know how to use this technology safely all over the United States of America. Mr. President. Yes, I will always call them Mr. President or Mrs. President or Ms. Maybe she wants to be called Mr. President. Like some, I don't know. Maybe. I, yeah, that would be fine too. Right. Okay. But, hi there, White House. You need to have a dose of reality. What the fuck's going on? I'm gonna need you to suck it up and take it like, you know, the big grown up men and women you are. Or whatever else anybody identifies as. Yeah, I will say adults really should have had like a bigger, brain tank to think about. I mean, yes, online activity, a lot of it is criminal. Some are dragging people across state lines. So yeah, there might be some RICO. Yeah, they might be able to get them by, yes, because they're following, and if they're being taken across international lines, then it's human trafficking, and that's a federal matter. Okay, I don't think it's okay to do to anybody, not even the people who are doing it now. I mean, it's not the right thing to do at any point in time. But yeah, I need some people, some cycle breakers. Just trust that you can break a cycle. Okay? Sometimes it's not violence, sometimes it's minor abuse, sometimes it's, stuff that get piled into you by someone you knew and you believed them, and some of it was bullshit. Okay? Or whatever the case may be. And I do say this, males. Okay? This is mostly meant for males, and I can only work with males. Right? That is that is the that's the permission I have. I'm only permitted to work with natural born males. Okay, so females can't take this personally, right? But I need some females out there to understand that. The fellas don't understand that I need some girly stuff, and some other things. And some of it went away. Okay, I've been trying to build a non-profit organization, two of them at the same time. First Love Animal Services, and what's the other one? What else am I doing? I don't even know. A lot. But I'm too sick to do all of it. And I've asked for help over and over. So now I'm just like, excuse me, wealthy people that I may or may not know. I know a few of you. Okay, well, first of all, those who I do know, yeah, you assholes, like, fuck you and your goddamn whole schmear. I'm not jealous of you. You could have fucking hired me. The hell. Don't blow sunshine up my ass. Okay, don't try and You know, adults should not be ganged up on by teenagers either. Okay? That's not sufficient. That's not right. An everyday law in the United States of America. Okay? I'm telling you, there are laws. Absolutely. That govern proper use of the internet. Proceed more cautiously. And stop trying to send telepathic messages to me. Like, yeah, I need a seeker, seek source. Thank you. I have a royal duty. So unfortunately, all those things that I was looking forward to do that I was building aren't going to happen. So I was trying to pass them on to people who probably would appreciate them, and probably had enough, like, Joe and a few lawyers in the entertainment industry, just hear you guys, right, kind of do it anyway. Right. And so here, you two meet each other. Great. Very naked ladies want to public hi. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of fun. And also, like, if you, like, meet some, like, break, or your crowd needs to be woke up or something because it's, right, who knows. But, yeah. And that's open the box and laugh. But I did, it's just open the box, but the end laugh part might still be useful. But I've standard marked these names. But I've just done it here. Okay. Well, yes. So there's a lot going on all the time. And unfortunately, what you think of as God is not as important. Okay. So what I'm saying is there is a divine masculine who knows how to handle it. And there aren't many because you don't even try. Just give up. I'm not good enough. I heard somebody tell me that once. Like, who the fuck fucked you up, dude? Right? Don't be thinking about the bullies, all right? Find ways to educate. Find ways to understand that sometimes the bullies are reaching out for help. And it's subliminal, it's subconscious. Okay? If you get sick in the United States of America with a serious enough illness, and you don't have any family, life is much more difficult. And I was a military kid. And like I said, military families go through crap. The civilian families don't have to in the United States. And, you know, asking the government for reparations for the children and spouse that usually took the fucking hits, man. So went back in the day, in the 70s, still, like, it wasn't until the 90s you guys started picking up the pace on, the back end, how to, like, get them back on their feet and get them right in the fucking head. Okay, all those people were hurt deeply because a lot of them do, especially if they see ground battle. They come home fucked up, man. Especially people that don't want to fight. That was the only way my dad knew how to become a U.S. citizen. He loved Korea. He really did. Right. He loved everything about it, but that didn't matter. He still had to be at war. So what exactly good does war do? I mean, you're some short-lighted little, you know, pencil pushers need to shut the fuck up. All right. I told a nurse at one point in 2007 I had PTSD, and she'd never heard of that before. I'm like, why the fuck are nursing students not aware of the term? Why? Why? All nurses should know what PTSD is, because it's not just military people, right? It's sometimes it's the children and the wife or the spouse of the military person. You still got to get it out somehow. Drink it out, fight it out, yell it out, cuss it out. Yeah.
There's a half a pizza down there.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks. So I am saying that. That's true. Children, Vietnam War vets are still probably plenty around. And yeah, Korean War vets had to deal with some fucked up shit. Military families, hey, end up dealing with stuff that civilian families don't. So I'm also military fan. I'm the last one standing, and I need some fucking support where I live. It's not good for me to be here. There's a reason I don't carry a firearm, and it's called PTSD.